So let's move to the fifth question. The fifth question is that other than Facebook, where else should I consider to buy traffic? And I'm going to teach you or share with you based on what or how or where I would buy my traffic, right? And the easiest way for me to teach is to tell you what I do and also what I will be doing. So Facebook will stay, as in like we'll still be buying traffic from Facebook. And the reason why we may consider to buy traffic elsewhere is because Facebook ad cost has been increasing lately. Actually, I wouldn't use the word lately, but I would say averagely the price continue to increase because more advertisers are jumping on board and many big brands are in Facebook right now. So imagine you're competing with Coca-Cola, right? Of course, you're not because you're not selling sodas, but I want to give you the example, right? I mean, let's say if you are selling training about fitness, you may be competing with huge multi-million dollar company that sell, say, fitness supplements. Although they are not the same product, but they are still targeting the same audience, which means you are competing with them whether you like it or not for the same view, for the same audience. So it can be costly. But Facebook still remains because it has been proven. It is just that the yield may not be that good compared to new traffic source that is cheaper at this moment of time. So other than Facebook, the one that I will consider is definitely Instagram. So Instagram will eventually match Facebook price. And the unique thing about Instagram is that it's no longer used to be where the young crowd is hanging in the sense that people who are above 30s or even 40s, they are now in Instagram too. So Instagram would definitely be the place because it uses Facebook platform. Therefore, I do not need to go through a new learning curve. It's the same place, it's the same way of how you advertise with Facebook. But Instagram has this place called Stories, and I just did a call with a Facebook marketing expert from Facebook, right? Not like another marketer. So he was introducing to me about Instagram story, and I think that's another new opportunity to tap on. So story is where they just see that very quickly, but you can also have your ad in story. And of course, with Instagram, the audience can also be used for Facebook, so it sort of help each other from that perspective. The other traffic source that I will consider would be YouTube, right? And I haven't really explored YouTube at this moment of time when I am answering this question. YouTube is with Google and they are quite strict in approving the ads. So we have to use a different approach in order to get approval with YouTube. But one of the highlight of YouTube is that there's a feature that allows you to target those people who search for your niche. Let's say someone goes to Google and search for like how to create a digital product, right? And they go to Google, they didn't go to YouTube. Now I can set it up so that when they go to YouTube later on, because they search in Google, they go to YouTube, my ads come out to that person who searched in Google. So now the ad comes out and says, hey, we have like a free course on how to create your digital product, right? So that's very powerful because it's highly targeted audience. So this is where I would focus on. I would start with Instagram and I would move into YouTube. And I think by just focusing on those two extras will keep me very busy for the time being. And of course, I will still be with Facebook. Now, the other source of traffic that I would consider to buy, which I haven't started aggressively yet, which I would suggest you to look into, is the influencer traffic. So which means that you could actually pay a social influencer like an Instagrammer, a YouTuber, a Twitter person, or even someone on Facebook to mention about your product or your offer or your website for a fee. And that can be very powerful because not just you can get the traffic, but at the same time you can also get the influencer's brand towards your product, because in a way that you actually pay not just for the traffic but also the endorsement from his brand, right? So that is powerful. And the reason why I haven't truly explored this yet is because the influencer traffic is usually more logical for niche markets. Like for instance, this is what I mean. If I was to get like an influencer to promote, say, a digital marketing course, it's kind of weird because he's like doing digital marketing, right? And then I'm asking, I mean, it's sort of weird, but let's say the influencer is, let's say, a celebrity, okay? And a celebrity, a celebrity, an Instagrammer, and he endorsed, say, course about how to lose fat, right? So now it is still related to his or her audience, but it's not in conflict in that sense. So you gotta see what kind of niche that you're in to get the right type of social influencer to give you the traffic. All right. And today there are websites available on the internet today where you can go inside there and see a list of influencers who are, willing to accept a fee to mention about your product. So it has become much more easier compared to the past where you need to scout the internet to find all of them and manually, PM them, DM them, direct message them and say, hey, would you be interested to mention about my product in your tweet, in your next YouTube episodes, and so on. Right now, it's a bit easier. All right, so there you go. These are the 5 questions and the answer that are associated to them. All right, with that said, it's Patrick here, and I hope that you enjoyed today's insider coaching session. Take care.